Okay, so this is my first attempt at recording an advanced search for my blog. I've never done one of these before, so I'm sure it will take me 40 or 50 goes. Okay, what I've decided to look at today is a search on the A+ Education website. I've gotten there via a link posted on our blogger links. So I've just opened this up for the moment. This is A+ Education, if you've never seen it before. What this is, it's been around for about 30 years. It provides abstract and full reference access to Australian education journals and Australian scholarly research papers. Okay, so it is fantastic, particularly for educators and for teachers. I've just popped up some of my notes there. Okay, so globally relevant education research. So it works in conjunction with ASA, the Australian Council on Education Research. So it goes into really in-depth teaching and learning and issues that are facing teachers today. So having already done a couple of searches for my ILA, I've done searches on Google, Google Scholar, ProQuest and Yahoo. I'm really interested to use A+ Education and see how it works in comparison and what kind of articles I get. Okay, so I went to here just to connect to A+ Education, and I've opened it up already to make sure it was working. This is the search screen. This is one of the first times I've ever used it. It's immediately quite different to Google. A great thing about A+ Education is it allows for a lot of different search options. We'll have a quick look through some of them before we do a search. First thing I would like to highlight is the search hints handout. It's something I opened up straight away. I love me hints. Anything that will help me. Okay, so this pops up immediately, and what it does, it goes through some basic Boolean operators and search string tips. A couple down here indicating that a single word, we'll find it anywhere in the record. A line of words within brackets, we'll find it as a phrase. Continuing down, things like a subject field, an author field, the use of a word and as a linker. Okay, the use of a question mark instead of the star tool as a, I'm not even sure what it's called, a mystery missing letter. Okay, or use of a star tool down here, which we would use to find all words ending with or beginning with trade. Okay, that can be really useful in education where you are looking particularly at things literacy, LITERA, with a star will take you to literacy, literate outcomes, literature, all these different things that you can use around the topic. Okay, so back to the database. One thing I would like to have a quick look at is the advanced search box. Now we'll be doing a simple search today because it's my first one and I'd like to have a look there and see what happens. I'll be using a complex search string, but first we will have a quick look into advanced search to look at some of the different features that A+ has. A+ is fantastic because you can search through multiple databases. Come on. Okay, we'll give that a moment to load. We'll try again. There we go. Okay, our advanced search. We have a search query, so you can just put that in as a natural language search string. You can choose to search particular fields. You're looking for title, a particular author, a particular date of publication. If you have the ISSN or the ISBN, you can add that in, which could be really useful. Options are to search for an exact phrase, any term within that document, or all terms within the document. You can have an and or not to narrow or to broaden the search. And you can continue down to add more terms. So in the simple search I'm doing, the complex search I'm doing, I'll be doing this in the simple search string. But another way I could do this within the advanced search box would be to add inquiry learning, change this to OR, and add some of my synonyms, inquiry literacy, information literacy, those kinds of things. What's great down here is that you can limit to full text records. There's nothing more frustrating than finding an article that looks really great only to find that it is only an abstract that's available and you need to pay for the rest. Okay. Also, you can limit your results to a date range. I tend to go the last 15 or 20 years just to make sure that the information I'm getting is real world relevant and hasn't been superseded. Okay, so starting off with this, I will head back to our simple search. And what I would like to put in is a complex search string. This, in the middle of the screen, is my complex search string. This is what I have chosen to search and compare across the databases. What I have here is First up, a couple of synonyms: inquiry learning or guided inquiry, or inquiry learning or inquiry-based learning, or information inquiry or information literacy. Just realised there's a double in there, I'll get rid of that. Okay, this would, information inquiry. This is then linked with an AND indicator. So I would like one of the above terms, inquiry learning or one of its synonyms, combined with looking at secondary or middle school. My ILA is based on a Year 9 science class. So I'm looking to focus particularly on secondary school, which is what we call it in Australia. I've chosen middle school also as a search term, even though we don't really use that so much in Australia, just to see what comes up. My final indicator, I would also like terms regarding science. Now, because the inquiry learning and the science inquiry model can both pop up, we need to be really careful when we're looking through our search results to make sure the stuff I'm getting is to do with inquiry-based learning, not to do with the scientific inquiry model. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try this search, and just by copying and pasting that in there, see what we get through. I'm going to limit my results to full text. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to limit my results to full text there. What I'm going to do is search for this in the keyword and limit so that I only get full text articles. I'm going to change my date range to within the last, say, 15 years. So I get nice, relevant, recent articles. Okay, my first search, what I have come with is, wow, 1,100 results. That was a bit more than I expected. Okay, having a really quick scan through. Pedagogical Foundations of MMORPGs or MMORCs, massive open online courses, is not something that's relevant to me. Continuing on, challenges of higher education for mature age students, also not relevant. Third, argumentation in the chem lab, again also not relevant. So it looks like the results that I'm coming up with are ones that are aimed at something higher, a level higher than what I'm currently looking at. What I'm needing, there we go, my fourth one looks a little more useful, post-primary students and the impact of new curriculum. Okay, and continuing to scroll down. Literacy in the difference. Here. This one looks a little more useful, a theoretical and empirical exploration of intrinsic problems in designing inquiry activities. Okay, so this is something I might consider looking at, because it is looking at central concerns within science education is in promoting inquiry activities. So we'll give this one an open. Have a look. This article is actually one I have found for another subject, looking at linking curriculum with popular culture and finding that undergraduate students have they're preconceived that they are more competent in study skills and research skills than they actually are. So that is aiming towards the push for teaching digital literacy skills explicitly within high school. So that's really quite interesting. This is another one that I would consider interesting, collaborative inquiry, building pre-service teachers' capacity. Oh, no, never mind, it is not. Okay, so I've found one there that I might think is useful. I'll have a look in a second. What I would like to do quickly is limit my search. So I'm going to go into my advanced search box. What I'm going to do is add the terms that I use. These terms, I'm going to go with all terms. I'm also going to add Year 9, because there are 1,100 results there. We'll see if I can get something that comes up with Year 9. Okay, give it another search. Again, limited to full text and the date range. See if nope, nothing Year 9. Okay, I may try and high school. I'm also going to remove the indicator. Okay, I see what's happened there. My web search is actually removed, so inquiry-based learning or information literacy. And what I would like is high school or middle school, high school or secondary, and I would like and science. So we're making that a little more specific by looking at high school, which is a term more commonly used than middle school. I'll remove our brackets. And just start off by looking at inquiry learning. Let's see what we get with something quite general. give that a search. So inquiry learning, high school or secondary, and science. Oh, this one actually looks quite useful. Argumentation in the chemistry lab, inquiry and confirmatory experiments. Again, this looks really good. It's looking at 5 different high schools in Israel, looking at teaching inquiry experiments and how inquiry experiments and inquiry learning serve as an effective platform for formulating arguments. So that's one example of where this inquiry learning model in science has really followed on to literacy skills, to arguing skills for formulating arguments. So it's logical and sequential processing skills. So that's something I might consider looking at. I'll have a bit of a read into it. And a little bit more practice on finding what I need to in the A+ database. Okay, for now, that is me signing off. Thank you.